Hello and welcome to another video. So today I'm picking up with my planners. I did take today off from uploading a Plan With Me Daily video. So I think that where we left off, I planned today not in a video. So things that happened today included editing the sticker reorganization video. So I thought that I would do that on Tuesday. I didn't get to it. And then uploading it, which I still have to do. It's exporting right now. And then I am filming this video right now. So that's all taken care of. I have not done any packing yet, but I will probably do that later in the evening. I didn't need to film an outro for this sticker reorganization video because it turns out that when I was filming it, I realized it needed to be in multiple parts. So I ended the video properly with like a official closing. And then I finished White Rage on Monday. So I didn't think that I would be able to finish White Rage on Monday, but then I did. So I noticed at the very back that there are a handful, like maybe 10 discussion questions on the book at the very back. And I wanted to go through those and actually write some notes down to synthesize my reading as well as prepare for the live show on Friday for the buddy read. So I wanted to do that, but I didn't get to that today, so hopefully I'll do that tomorrow. Then I decided to start reading White Fragility. There were some concerns about this book being one of the buddy reads. Apparently, it uses racial slurs and quotes, and so some people really didn't like that. I haven't gotten to those yet in my reading. I don't know how they are used, but the person who is in charge of the buddy read, Shay from Books with Shay, did release a video explaining why she still wants this book to be read and why she wants to discuss it anyway. So if you're reading that book, if you're participating in the buddy read, make sure that you check that video out. So I just started that book today. It's different. It's really different from White Rage, and so I can see why Shay wanted to group them together because they are two different perspectives. One is written by a Black woman and the other is written by a white woman for white people. And so they're different. And I haven't gotten very far in this. But yeah, so I started reading that today. And then I wanted to read a bit more of A Court in Thorns and Roses. But then I realized that White Fragility is actually much shorter than White Rage. It's like almost maybe 150 pages if you take away like notes and like end page kind of things. So it's not that long, and I wasn't sure I'd be able to finish it before Friday, but I actually think I will. So I read that today, and then I started a little section for things that I want to keep on my mind for tomorrow. My quotes of the day are now coming from Chain of Gold. So the past several days I have had them from Warbreaker. Now I'm pulling things from Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. My word of the day today was harangue, which I think I've heard before, but not in a while. So I wanted to jot this down. It means speech addressed to public assembly, a ranting speech or writing, or a lecture. So there is that. And then looking ahead to tomorrow, I need to edit this video and upload it. So I've got that going on, and then these stickers and this like color scheme is inspired by the June kit from Plum Paper. They have a monthly subscription kit. I usually post the videos of me setting up my monthly with it, but this is how I use the extras in my daily spreads. These are just random washi tapes that I've pulled and cut in different ways. And yeah, I actually think that in telling Plum Paper that I wanted my next monthly kit to get sent to my new address, they rerouted my current monthly kit to my new address. So I don't think I will have my July kit in time to plan for July. So that's going to be interesting. I kind of feel like I want to reuse my Plum Paper monthly a little different. now that I am using the hourly a bit more. So July's monthly might actually be in the Erin Condren instead of the plum paper. I'm not sure yet, but I'm keeping an eye out. That's in part because I really like planning my monthly with a sticker kit. Like any other part of my planner, for the most part, I can take or leave the stickers. I enjoy them, but I don't like love them or anything like that. Like I like them. They make my planner more interesting, but I can also work really well without them. The monthlies, I don't know. I feel like I have a really hard time putting a monthly together without a sticker kit. So if I don't have my plum paper, I will be just getting a printable for the Erin Condren and using that instead. Other things that I want to do tomorrow. So I have my list here. I will need to edit my vlog for The Dragon Reborn, the third book in the Wheel of Time series. And hopefully tonight we're going to finish the fourth book and then take a break. But yeah, so I'm going through and I've filmed the reading vlogs for the third and fourth books, and then we'll be picking up the fifth book probably sometime in July. I'm not sure yet. And then I want to subtitle the video that I am exporting right now. And I need to do laundry. So I've been keeping up with like our regular laundry, but as I am cleaning and packing and moving things around, I'm finding clothes that I haven't used or seen in a long time. And honestly, most of it I probably don't even want to keep, but if I'm going to donate it, it has to be washed first. So I have like more laundry than usual to get through, but I'm not doing more loads of laundry than usual. Do you see? So like laundry is piling up, and I just want to work on that tomorrow. So that's all that. And then I want to continue reading White Fragility. And then I want to take a look at the White Rage discussion questions. I will keep this section as a tomorrow section. Is there anything else? For now, I think that is everything that I need to do. So I have addressed all of these things. Yeah, and I need to continue packing. So I'll add that just right there because I always need to be continuing packing. We've got less than 2 weeks now until we move. That's pretty wild. Yeah, so have to get things packed. It's so hard. It's hard to like pack ahead because there's so many things that I'm using on the regular. Like I live here, so it's hard to decide what I can pack ahead of time and like can sit in a box for a week or two because I won't need it in that week or two. And yeah, I think we're making good progress, but still kind of slow progress, which I think is also just the fact that we're still living here. So yeah, hopefully in the next week our packing will really pick up because it is go time. The day is coming. All right, so now I will set up my daily quote. This one's kind of long, but I think it will fit. Okay, so that's taken care of. Like usual, word of the day is updated later. And I think that wraps up the setup of my daily. Looking at the weekly, my wake up schedule still hasn't really improved at all. This didn't work really. So I don't know. I'm not worrying about it too much. As long as I can get things done, then the specific hours are like super flexible. This really is it's a goal. And sometime, some way I might make it more more feasible, but I don't know how to do it. I am really bad at going to sleep on time, and it really cuts into the fact, like, and it's the summer, so technically if I'm waking up at like 11 or noon, it doesn't affect anything, except for the fact that I know I'm a person who operates better during the day. So if I do not get enough daylight hours in, I don't get as much done, I don't feel as productive, and then I just feel yucky. So I know that I need to wake up earlier, but I am also a like half night owl in that I don't like going to sleep. I'd rather just stay up and continue doing whatever it is that I'm doing. And that really makes any kind of sleep schedule just so hard to work with. And when I don't have any structure, like no appointments and work and things like that, like I do during the summers, then it's even harder because I can just sleep in and sleep in. And there was a point last summer where my boyfriend and I were basically nocturnal because our schedule had just kind of flipped over time. And I'm trying to not have that happen this summer because recovering from that is so hard. So even if all I do with all of this is maintain waking up at 11, that's better than waking up at 6 p.m. So it's a give and take. I'm still working on it, but I am going to just outline tomorrow in an ideal fashion. So things to note: reading in the morning, Animal Crossing, YouTube in the morning. So that typically means the editing and the uploading of this video, but I also need to edit another video and subtitle some stuff. So I will probably try to do that all at once. The Dragon Reborn vlog is going to take a while because it's a lot of footage, and so that's like at least an hour. This is like an hour. The subtitling is probably almost an hour. So I will block out 3.5 hours. And this isn't like straight working on it. In this time, I'll go get food. In this time, things will be like waiting to upload and stuff. But yeah, I wanted to get it all out at one time. So tomorrow is going to be a computer heavy day. I want to mentally prepare for that and physically prepare. Like, it hurts my neck and back to be sitting at my desk for long hours of time, which is why I spend entire days like not there. But tomorrow I'm going to try to just get it all out of the way. Then from there, I'm going to focus on some laundry. And laundry is the kind of thing where, like, you know, it takes me like 5 or 10 minutes to gather clothes, put it in the dryer. Then I have nothing to do for half an hour until the washer is done. So I'm going to, it's like half an hour to wash and an hour to dry. So every load of laundry takes like an hour and a half. And yeah. So I will be doing laundry and other things, and let's just say I get through maybe 2 loads. We're looking at like 3-ish hours of laundry in the background. So let's see. So let's just outline that, and then while I'm doing laundry, I will be looking at the readings, so the discussion questions. So there's that, and then so I have it written that I'll read twice. I don't know how much I'll do. This is something that I very much might sleep through, and I'm also scheduling it down here. That's in part to make sure that I can finish it by Friday. And yeah, I think that'll work. And then just packing, continuing to pack or clean or whatever has to get done. There's that. Yeah, so that's tomorrow. Some of this in particular is really, this 8 a.m. reading is most likely to not happen, as well as the Animal Crossing, but hopefully by at least 10 a.m. I can be going. So this is up in the air. This I think I can follow through with, and then I don't really have anything the evening planned, nor really anything else like other random to-dos. So that is my hourly setup. Yeah. Going into my reading planner, it's so wild. I have so little time left in this planner. I have this week and I have this week, and then next week I'm going to the July planner, so 2 more weeks. It's wild. So Tuesday I only read A Court of Thorns and Roses, so I finished White Rage. I took a break from technical reading to just spend a day reading some light fiction, and then Wednesday I picked up White Fragility. So this is something that I'll fill in tomorrow, and this I'm just talking about A Court of Thorns and Roses. So some things to note: I finished White Rage on Monday, so I put a sticker down. However, I did not give it a star rating in my planner because I feel like my current star system is based purely on enjoyment. Did I like the book? Did it keep me excited, etc.? And that's just not applicable to something like White Rage, which I didn't read because I wanted to, like, I didn't read it just for enjoyment. I read it to learn something. That's not what my rating system is based off of, and so I just didn't give it a rating in my reading planner because it's not the same goals as my rating system for all my other fiction books. Overall, I found it to be really interesting and useful. I really liked the way it was organized. Every chapter basically takes a time period in history and then talks about it in an interesting way. Like, they take time periods through history that I think are generally considered and taught in particular in history classes to be significant moments of racial change, and like, this is a moment when we really made progress and things like that. And what the book really does is show you the legislation that, yeah, you know, this historical moment passed and this legislation was passed, but then it shows you all the ways that the system has kind of operated and changed and evolved to undermine those supposed moments of progress. So I really like the way that the book was organized. And then, yeah, so those are my quick thoughts on the book, but that's why I didn't rate it here. I did rate it on Goodreads. I think I rated it 5 stars on Goodreads, and that's just to note that I did think it was well written, and that to put it on the scale, you know, like, people reference Goodreads for reviews and they take a lot of weight for the Goodreads rating, and so I wanted to help the book out in that regard, but that's different from my personal ratings, which, again, as I've mentioned, are just usually about how much I enjoyed the book. So it doesn't have a rating in here, but it does have a rating on my Goodreads, and that's just to support the book and the author. And then, because I did finish that book, I did the things that I do when I finish a book, so you actually can't see. But I put this that I finished reading it, and now I've stopped using this washi tape to mark that I'm reading this book. And if we go to my TBR for June, it is so slow, and that's for a lot of reasons. I have been reading The Shadow Rising for a long time. I got really tired of reading like intense high fantasy every single day, and so that, coupled with the fact that The Shadow Rising is the longest book my boyfriend and I have read together since we've been reading the books, all 7 books we've read so far, that's the longest one. So I was not down for like super long reading sessions, and so that means that it has taken us decades to read, but I actually think that we might finish it tonight, finally. And then White Rage took me longer than usual to read because it was more technical. There was a lot of statistics, there were a lot of anecdotes, there was a lot of history to kind of remember and follow along, like the timeline of the book. And so that kind of reading is just slower. You know, I can breeze through a fiction book super quickly, but this was more technical and took more of my time, and it was slower to read, which isn't a bad thing. It just means that I have not finished nearly as much of my TBR as I had hoped I would. That being said, the rest of my TBR is actually much faster. White Fragility is so short that I think I can finish it, if not by the live show Friday, then by Saturday. And then after that, I have a week and a little bit in June. In that time, I actually think my boyfriend and I can get through Storm of Swords, which isn't Storm of Swords. I have been calling the prequel book to the Witcher series Storm of Swords. Storm of Swords is a book from a Song of Fire and Ice, or whatever the Game of Thrones books are called. The Witcher book is called Season of Storms, and I didn't know that. My boyfriend heard me mispronounce it once, and he thought that it was funny, so he didn't correct me at the time, but then I told him that I was going around telling people that it was Storm of Swords, and he was like, oh no, it's Season of Storms. And I was like, because I looked it up later, and I found that out in my TBR video. So that's written down. I mean Season of Storms, the Witcher book. I think we can finish that before the end of the month. And then Akotar is a super quick read. I just haven't spent as much time with it. I also think I can get through Bonecryer's Moon. The rest of these are going to just be put on hold because in July I am participating in the Epathon hosted by Noria, and I put together my TBR for that. But it's like a completely different TBR because they're fitting certain prompts, and so some of these books they're going to be put on hold, and that's fine. So that's how that's shaping up. Other things that happen when I finish a book are that I log it here. So that is my reading planner. My memory planner. Oh! There are so many moths. There are so many moths. These windows barely count as windows because this house is so old, and there was a moth on my planner and it scared me so much. It's gone now. It's somewhere else in the room. But oh my god, I'm not good with bugs. I'm very afraid of them. I do not like them. And this school that I'm in right now is like right next to a forest and is super, super outdoorsy, and like there are so many bugs. There are more bugs than I was prepared for, and honestly, now I'm not disappointed to be moving because I cannot handle the amount of bugs that you see so close to a forest. There's so many. There are bugs that are sizes I did not think was possible. I did not think bugs that big were anywhere near where people lived. Like, oh my god, I just don't like it here. It is not, I can't handle the summer here. So I'm moving, and that's good because at the very least I'm moving to a city. So just the wildlife is going to be different, and that's good. Okay, I'm going back to my plan. So I did not set up anything for this week, and I did not look at it yesterday either because I didn't want to set up anything for this week. So I have to decide what I want to do, And one of the lazy ways that I set up my planner is that those times when I haven't set anything up, these are the times when I typically use a Simply Gilded subscription kit, because those kits are super like small, so there aren't a ton of pieces to it. It's really easy to lay down. They're foiled, so even if you don't have a lot of the stickers on, it looks a little busier. So I'm just going to use this one from the May sub box. Hello Darling, or Darling, or however you pronounce that play on words. And this is the stickers that came with it. It did come with this like icon sheet, these date dots, which are nice because if you've watched any of my videos recently, you know that I have been avoiding hunting down date dots. They're in the forgotten pile of stickers that I am reorganizing. That first half of that video went up today. Yeah, so date dots that are heart-shaped. This like bonus sheet of half boxes, another full box, and some checklists. The bow seal sheet thing. I don't know what to do with these. I don't know. I have too many of them. This sheet, I like that she gives you 2 sets of date covers because I do often pair these kits with my weekly kits. I don't know if I'll do that this time, but they are there. Then you've got your full boxes, labels, more full boxes, and then like headers and stuff. So I'm going to be working with this and I'll set it all up, and that will be the end of the video. So I'll start doing that. Okay, so that is finally set up. That's good. It's like a little dot to remind that everything's already done so that I just can make the rest of it. So that's everything for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!